Hey YouTube, giving you guys an update on something I've been working on. As you might can tell from this channel, I have a lot of different hobbies, still do a lot of those hobbies, but my wife was looking for a new dining room table. We had essentially switched some rooms. I'll try to show that here in a second with a flip of the camera. But this is a dining room we're in the middle of remodeling right here. There was a fan in here. We're using it as an office. It was my office for my day job as a solutions engineer. And so my office has moved to the other side of the house, which was our smaller dining room. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick. Turn it around if I can. All right, and I'll get back to this. Sorry it has so much stuff on it. That is a fiddly fig, if you know anything about big live houseplants. And it's dirty in here, but you can see this was our dining room originally. There's a small 54 by 54, which is actually a pretty large square table for a dining room. But we had that in here and it was just a little too tight cramped. We're a really big family and we want to make sure we had room. So we moved my office into here and remodeled this room essentially. Paint, hung a door, obviously, that I needed for work stuff. I'll be putting some French doors in this hole right here. But just to kind of give you an idea, what was in here was our original dining room. Now it's an office for me, for my day job. And then that required this large space. It's kind of hard to get it on camera without a wide angle, but this is a very large room. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably 12 by 16, if not a little bit bigger. And so this is the result of a lot of hard work, and thankfully I had some friends jump in and help me. This is a 9-foot, it was 9'2" when we got it from the miller who milled it. It's a 9'2" live edge slab table that I made. When we picked it up, it had been drying for quite some time, which is a huge process for those of you that are woodworkers. You either have to kiln it or you have to dry it. This has been drying for quite some time. When we picked it up, we got a steal on this after searching for almost a month for a slab. I ended up finding this one for $500, which is, first of all, insane. Especially for this table. Normally for a slab table, let's say you're going to go out and buy a table like this, you're going to spend $3,600, anywhere from about $2,800 to $3,600. So it's not an affordable table if you're someone that's on a budget, but if you've got the time and the resources and the tools, you too could do this as well. The table itself, I've got stage 3 amber colored epoxy to fill in some of the holes. Sorry, there's a lot of kids stuff on it right now, but I want to make this video while I have the time. This was all a crack that ran completely through here, and it's all been epoxied. Everything's been repaired. We left some of the natural knots in the wood. I did have to take a 4.5-inch angle grinder and a flap desk, which I would normally use for like a welding setup, and I carved out, or what's called power carving essentially. I carved out all the knots, debarked it, etc. We cut it down 1 inch on one side and 1 inch on the other side so we could get that flush. Cool fun fact, if you, the other one's probably a little bit better side for that, so I'm gonna try to look at it. This has been sanded thanks to my buddy Mike. This has been sanded all the way out to 600. I think he even did a pass on like 800 with it, which is crazy. But this, to get it to this shape straight from the mill, was about 20 hours worth of work, so a ton of work. But absolutely worth it. My wife is thrilled with the color of the coat. It's been super durable. The kids, I have 3 kids, they have beat on this thing. We haven't even wiped it down one time. And it's been in the house for maybe, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe a month. It's hard to tell these days. This is a bench. I'll give you more on that at another time, but this was just dimensional lumber, 2x10 pine. And what we did is we took it, jointed it, planed it. This, by the way, was all hand planed. For all you woodworkers out there, you know what a labor of love that was to hand plane this. The bow up from the drying process, I think we ended up taking almost 1.5 inches out of the center to get it completely flat over a 9-foot. The width on this, by the way, some of these hips, these outer areas right here, these larger areas, It's about 42 inches at its largest width, and it goes down to about 31 in some of the smaller sections, like you can see next to the prayer plant there. This bench, the way I cut it, I was trying to emulate a little bit, but this is dimensional lumber. I couldn't find another slab in this length. So this is 2x10. Again, it's pine. And what we did is we joined it, planed it, put it all together. So I made one surface. And then the matching legs are the same manufacturer. Those are from Etsy. It's actually pretty affordable. It's about $300, I would say. I think Liz said for both of the load-bearing legs, which are 1,000 pounds, and then these as well for the bench. And then what I did on the bench is I just took the same 4.5-inch angle grinder with a 60 grit cutoff, and I went ahead and just sculpted. I don't know if you can see that inside of here. I went ahead and just sculpted all these live edges into it. Again, this was just dimensional lumber from a Home Depot or a big box store. And then once I sculpted all the places I wanted to open up some features, like the knot you can see here, I carved around the knot to open it up and give it a live edge, or a faux edge as they call it in woodworking. I came back and torched it right after I had applied the poly, a day after I had applied the poly. So that's what gives it those warm, knot looking fixtures along the side. So that's what I made to match this. And then on the other side, we just decided to do chairs. We've got 2 more chairs to order because this is a rather large table, but our goal was to try to make it where we could at any given time seat anywhere from 10 to 12 people comfortably, 10 to 12 adults comfortably at this table. I'll try to give you a little bit better view. Sorry again for all the homeschool mess on here. And obviously I just got done mudding all the walls. They're about to all get painted and all the trim's about to be done, fun stuff. Thankfully, I'm not the painter in the house, just the one working with the wood. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're here because you're a Jeep Gladiator fan and you don't want to watch this, that's perfectly fine. I owe you guys an updated video anyways, and I'll have that out as soon as possible. Take care. Thank you.